Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Kashif Kamran and I am discussing with you the December 22 exams for SBL, which is now a month away. What is an ideal study strategy for SBL within this 1 month remaining for your December 22 exams? Now, it is extremely important that every one of you who is appearing for the December 22 exams for SBL devise a very appropriate strategy for the next 30 days, because every day from now onwards will contribute towards your success. So having a proper timetable and not just developing it, implementing a proper timetable and then executing that is extremely important for the next 30 days. So let's start to investigate what should be an ideal study strategy for SBL. Now, first of all, you should all be very clear that there is no one definition of an ideal study strategy. Because what I believe is that if you implement your own study strategy, that will be good for you, because that could be wise approach. You all know your limitations, you all know your obstacles, you all know your challenges. Some of you might be full-time students, some of you might be doing jobs, some might be repeating the SBL paper, some might be giving it for the first time, some might be going for 2 papers in December, 3 papers in December, some might be going for just 1. Some might be getting more leaves from the office, some would be getting less leaves from the office. So in all, each one of you have a different context. Now, once you evaluate and realize your limitations and your challenges and your obstacles, and you put them down on the paper, and then you see, okay, I am 30 days away from my SBL exam. This is where I am standing today. And this is what I have to ideally achieve by the 5th of December, so that I can say that I have a reasonable preparation to get through the SBL exam. Now, whether you started to study for SBL a couple of months ago, or you are about to study for SBL now in the last 30 days, irrespective of the situation, these last 30 days are extremely important. And what you do in these 30 days would really make a very significant or a very powerful impact on your actual exam sitting on the 6th of December. So the time you have is till the 5th of December to devise a strategy, to implement that, to execute that, and try to get the most of these 30 days so that you are reasonably prepared for your upcoming SBL December 22 exam. So devise your own strategy. I'll be giving you suggestions on the strategy. I will be guiding you about what sort of a strategy you should be developing. But again, at the end of the day, you need to adapt that strategy in your context, where you have your own challenges, limitations, obstacles, etc. So let's look at holistically what you should be doing inside the next 30 days in order to prepare yourself effectively for the SBL paper. Now, what is the right strategy for SBL? Let's take a holistic view through a pie chart. The first slice of the pie chart is to control the core areas of SBL, is to revise the core areas of SBL, is to ensure that you know the core areas of SBL, including the models and the theories and the main concepts. How would you do that? I'll just be coming to that shortly. Number 2, new articles. Assure that you know the new articles which are published by the examining team after the around the September exams. A couple of articles came before the September exams, and a few articles have just come before the December exams as well, and I'll be giving you a list of that. So you should know the new articles, because testing around the new articles, getting a requirement around the new articles is quite realistic in SBL exams. So you cannot just ignore them and go to the exam setting. So the second slice of this pie chart is new articles. The third is to watch the recent webinars for SBL. I will be guiding you about which recent webinars you will be watching for SBL to prepare yourself in a better manner, to have the right techniques, the right tips, the right fine-tuning, which will contribute to your good preparation for SBL December 22 exams. The fourth slice of this pie chart is the Dr. Dinu 100 series document. What exactly is Dr. Dinu 100 series document, and why it is a significant part of this pie chart here, and why it's contributing to that holistic strategy for your upcoming exams? I'll be putting emphasis on the Dr. Dinu 100 series shortly. The fifth slice of this pie chart for SBL preparation is practice and mock exams. How much practice, which mock exams, what is the definition of a sufficient practice for SBL, how should you do that? Again, we'll be coming to that shortly. Examiner reports, how critical they are, how much time you should give to examiner reports, how many examiner reports you will be reading. Again, these are questions of which answers will be shared in this session today. And lastly, the seventh slice of this pie chart, which completes it holistically, is to watch the upcoming December 22 webinar, which will be on my YouTube channel by around the 15th to 20th November in between. Now, when you look at the 7 slices of this holistic pie chart, this is where the study strategy has to come in, and you need to adapt it according to your own circumstances and according to your own position and your own analysis. But this is what, if implemented, and a proper time is given around this pie chart and every slice of pie chart, the chances of your success is greater on the 6th of December. Let's start to investigate each one of them carefully. Controlling the key areas. Now we know SBL syllabus consists of 8 syllabus areas, which runs from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I have put on screen 5 of them. These are the frequently examined syllabus areas. So I refer them as key areas. The total syllabus needs to be in your mind. The total syllabus needs, you should read across the whole syllabus. You're not studying selective for SBL. This is a big disaster. Now, the key area means these are the more frequent one. You need to prioritize them. If you are studying from today, you need to ensure that you know these areas better before you come to the other areas which are not in the list currently. So syllabus area B, which is governance, is a very frequently examinable area in SBL past papers. Risk comes a lot, almost in every exam setting. You do find some contribution of risk. Strategy, the syllabus area C, again, is very popular with the examiner asking you different models and theories from the strategy syllabus area, is one of a frequently asked question by the SBL examining team. Technology and data analytics is another area where the examining team loves putting question in, and some recent articles have come on the syllabus area E, which signifies an exam question from this syllabus area in the upcoming December 22 exams. More importantly, finance and planning and decision making is another syllabus area, G, which comes quite frequently if you look at the past papers from September 18 onwards. So these are the key areas. These are the prioritized areas. This does not mean that, okay, the tutor told us just to do the 5 areas and not to do the 3 areas. That is not the meaning of this. These are the key areas which needs to be emphasized, which needs to be prioritized over the other. Completing the 100% syllabus is utmost important. Strategic level exams does not expect from you to study selective. So these are controlling key areas. Try to develop a strategy around these key areas. How would you revise these key areas? How would you ensure you have the right knowledge of these key areas? Just wait before I come to the Dr. Dinu 100 series, which will be really beneficial for you to revise these key areas. Or if you have your books, you have any tutor notes, so you're taking tuitions from anywhere, again, that would be beneficial. New articles in recent months. Now, I think the new articles started to come in the SBL paper from August 22. That was before the September 22 exam took place. And then a couple of new articles have come in the month of October, which are ahead of the December 22 exam. You can look in front of your screen the titles of these articles. Under the syllabus area A, an article was published known as Responsible Leadership. Under syllabus area B, an article was published, Environment and Sustainability Issue. Both these articles, under the syllabus area A and B, was published before the September exams. And in certain papers of SBL, in certain markets, there was an examinability of both the articles. But again, they're open to testing in December even. Then the two articles which came ahead of the December exams is the syllabus area D and the syllabus area E. Now, syllabus area D is already very popular with the examiner putting question on risk. Now, there is an article for line of defense and an assurance mapping. How you assure the risk is mitigated. How you assure there is a proper risk management in place with a 4 line of defense. This is a wonderful article. And this article increases the prospect of another testing on the syllabus area D in December 22 exams. And then in the syllabus area E, which is again a very frequently asked syllabus area, technology and data analytics, 2 articles have been published in that particular syllabus area. Application of new technology, part 1 is 1 article, part 2 is the 2nd article. So quite realistically, in a certain SBL paper, because different SBL papers are set in different parts of the world, in a certain SBL paper, you might see a question on new technology or something around that. Or in a certain paper, you might see a question around 4 line of defense and assurance mapping. Or in a certain paper, you might see something about responsible leadership or environment and sustainability issues. So you can see this link here, and you can see this click. You need to copy this link in the browser and you reach the website where the articles are available. You need to download articles and you need to start reading them, because reading the article from A to Z is very important to develop the mindset. So it is your responsibility as a student that you have read across the 4 articles, because articles are written for the students, not for the tutor. It is your responsibility to read them, and they're written in a language which is understandable by the student, because they're written for the students. So you know where the articles are for SBL, right? Go to the SBL articles, and under the syllabus area A, you will find responsible leadership. In B, you will find environment and sustainability issue. In D, you find the 4 line of defense. And in E, you find the application of new technology, part 1 and 2. You need to read it. Now, the good thing is, out of the 5 articles you're looking for, the responsible leadership being 1, environment and sustainability 2, 4 line of defense 3, and the application of new technology part 1 is 4, part 2 is 5. Out of these 5, I've already made my YouTube videos on 3 of them. So alongside the reading, you can also get the benefit of watching my YouTube videos, which are right here. I've covered the article responsible leadership ahead of the September exams. This is my reference of the YouTube link. Environment and sustainability issues, I've covered a video on this as well. And 4 lines of defense and assurance mapping, I've already covered a video here as well. So you can see these clicks and you can reach the destination. Just to ensure and just to encourage all of you, I hope you can see in front of your screen the technical articles for SBL, and you can see the technical articles divided into syllabus area A to H, and you know where the new articles have come in. The articles new have come in under A, under the area of B, under the area of D, and under the area of E. So you need to click and download them. The second very important thing is my YouTube channel, which you can see in front of your screen, the Kashif Kamran Digital Learning. And you can go down on the home page, right? On the home page, you go down. Firstly, you will find the material for AAA, and you scroll down, and you scroll down, and you scroll down till the time you reach the SBL. Now, there is a complete SBL webinar to success digital library. All my previous webinars to success, which is September 22, June 22, and December 21, are put at one place. Then you can see down SBL new articles. You can see the 2 new articles, which was published ahead of the September exam, responsible leadership and environment and sustainability issue. I've covered them through YouTube videos. And then you go a bit down and you see SBL important changes. And in that, you can see the 4 line of defense video. So already done. So you can capture a lot of learnings and a lot of knowledge from my YouTube channel as well, where important resources for SBL are put in. So out of the 5 articles, 3 are covered. So you need to read 2 of them. That is the application of new technology part 1 and 2 yourself and get understanding. But spending time on the new articles, the 5 of them, is extremely important. Otherwise, you will regret on 6th of December if something strikes from the new article, and the chances of which are significantly higher. Okay, now moving ahead of the articles, watching the previous webinars, the recent webinars, that's extremely important. Now you can watch my previous webinars. I've just shown you my YouTube channel. Again, this is the link where you can explore them. I've shown you the library of all the webinars at one place. You need to watch them. And you go in the order of September 22 first, and then go backwards. That's important. Now, till the time the December webinar comes in, and you have to watch it. But September 22 is the starting limit and going backward. It will really add value to how you look at the SBL paper, particularly how you look at the professional marks, how you look at reading the case and answering the case, how you look at the structure of your answer. If you watch the 3 previous webinars before the December 22 comes in, it will really be helpful. Rather, it is a value addition to your preparation for SBL December 22 exam. So please keep a timetable in your study strategy for watching the recent webinars. Next, the Dr. Dinu 100 series. Now, I've already put the document, the Dr. Dinu 100 series. I have encouraged this document even in my previous webinars, and even in my previous webinar, I've shared the link from where you can get it. It is on my Google Drive, and this is the link where you can get it on my Google Drive. You can just copy this in the browser, and you will reach the destination where you will find the PDF document of Dr. Dinu 100 series. In September 18, when the SBL paper was introduced for the first time, there was a webinar conducted by Dr. Dinu, an expert in SBL. The PDF is now available, and it's almost like 220 pages PDF, which covers every aspect of SBL, whether it is professional marks, technical marks, the marking scheme, every syllabus area, summary of every syllabus area. Now, if you want to revise the summary of the syllabus, if you want to revise the syllabus area A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and the important models and the important theories, this is one place. And you should keep this document with you for the next 30 days. Now, it is a holistic way you can revise SBL. So if you want to close your books, that's good. Just open Dr. Dinu 100 series and the articles recommended. That would be perfect. Now, Dr. Dinu 100 series is a big document, so I've recommended some pages to read. Read the page number 7, then the page number 13, then 14, then 15, then 16, then 17. After 17, jump to the page number 29 and read from 29 to 36, then 37 to 80, and then from 82 to 110, and then from 113 till 120. Some pages are omitted for some reason because there are changes in syllabus. If you read these pages, particularly the pages coming from 82 onwards, you are revising the whole syllabus. From 82 onwards, it is a revision of syllabus area A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. All important models, theories are given, and you can just revise them on one single page, and you will be so well prepared for taking command and control of not just the key areas of the SBL syllabus, but the entire syllabus. So this is a wonderful document, and if you read across these pages, you will realize the importance of Dr. Dinu 100 series, which was a very first webinar series for SBL when this new paper was introduced, and it is a landmark webinar conducted by ACCA by bringing in a subject expert. So again, the link is here and right over here, and you can be benefiting from it. The next part of your strategy for next 30 days is practice, which holds the key. And definitely in a paper like SBL, the success lies in how much you practice and what you practice. Now, there are some myths and confusions which students normally create around practicing the SBL paper, and I just want to mitigate that in the next 5 minutes. Practice holds the key. Practice platform is a must. And if you visit the practice platform, there are some question papers available on the practice platform, including the December 22 mock exam has just been uploaded on the platform. I just saw that before entering this session, and it is uploaded now. I'll just be showing you that. On the practice platform, whichever paper is available is your first priority to do it. But how would you do it? So the definition of how much to practice, how much is the papers available on the platform? This is your first definition of how much. After completing the papers on the practice platform, if you want to do extra papers like September 18, December 18, etc., you can do them on the blank workspace and for the sake of your further knowledge. But the first definition of how much is the papers which are available on the practice platform. Now, how you practice those papers? Will you write the full answers? Will you write partial answers? How many papers you should attempt with full answers and how many papers you should attempt with partial answers? That's what I need to discuss with you shortly. Now, first of all, if you just look at the practice platform for the sake of your guidance, and on the practice platform, you can see the SBL category going down, and you see the SBL paper. You click here and you reach the ACC official resources. You click on ACC official resources and you see the past exam library. Now, in the past exam library, you have 4 papers. You have December 20, you have March, June 21, you have March, June 22, and you have September, December 21. So that means you have both the papers of 21, you have 1 paper of 22, and you have 1 paper of 20. So 4 recent papers. September 22 is not uploaded. So you have 4 recent papers minus September 22. 20, 21, 22, 4. Your first priority. After completing the past exam library, you go down and you see the practice exams. 3 practice exam, 1, 2, 3. So that's 4 actual exams, 3 practice exam. That is taking the list to 7. 7 past papers, quality, and this is the priority. After completing all the 7, look at your confidence level. If you want to do further, then start doing the September 18, the December 18, the 2019, March, June 2019, September, December 2019. But you need to take those papers outside the practice platform in a PDF file, and then you can write the answer on the practice platform on a blank workspace. But there are 7 papers for you on the platform, which is more than enough in the next 30 days. After you've completed the 7 papers, I'll tell you how would you do them. But after you've done this, you will attempt the mock exam. See right here in the practice exam, you can see SBL pre-December 2022 mock exam given by ACCA, just uploaded in the last 24 hours. And today is the 8th of November when I'm doing this session. Now, this mock exam should ideally be done where you have your paper on 6th December. Complete everything you have in the pie chart. Complete practice. Read Dr. Dinu. Watch the webinars. Watch the December webinar. Do everything. Then assign a day after the 1st of December, whether it is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever, and just do the mock exam A to Z. And for mock exam, you will write the 100% answer. You will write the complete answer as if you are giving an actual exam. Now, what realistically happens is that when you attempt any exam paper on the practice platform, whether it is mock exam or any other exam, when you do the exam on the practice platform and there is an option end exam, when you end your exam, you can come back to the main screen, which is this, and on the main screen you can look right over here, mark. See right over here, you have the option to home and you have an option to mark. Home, mark. Under the mark, the paper you have ended will be available under the mark. So the paper you end will automatically come under mark, and then there's the option to self-mark. You can just click on the paper you've ended from the category down, and you can open your answer, and then you can compare your answer with the examiner answer, and you can mark yourself. So in the mark area, you can find the answer, because a lot of times students say we cannot find the answer of the examiner. So the answer of the examiner is in the mark area. The marking scheme is in the mark area, and you can check yourself. Even your mock paper can be self-marked by looking at the marking scheme and the examiner answer, but that's in the mark section. So what is the conclusion we are getting out from this discussion? How much to practice? We got 4 actual exams, 3 practice exams. That's 4 plus 3, 7. With the 7, we have a mock exam that makes the list to 8. So the mock exam is there, but I would prefer you attempt the mock exam in either on 2nd, 3rd, or 4th December, very close to your actual exams, so that you benefit. Because normally the student asks what I should do in the last 2 days, mock exam, and just going over the mock exam would be wonderful. 8. If you want to go beyond 8, that's your own option. How much? 8 to me is best. How you practice. Now, from these 8 exams, when you're practicing, I would prefer that you write answers, complete answers of at least 50% of the 8 exams. Mock exam is must. You're writing a full answer for mock exam. Now, besides the mock exam, choose any 3 papers where you write the full answer, so that you know the time management. You know, 1 hour is for reading and planning. You know, 3 hours is for writing, and you adopt, you embed into that strategy. So I think out of the 8 papers, 4 of them has to be done 100%. For the remaining papers, you can just read the requirements, you can read the case study, and after that you can just jot down your points. You can just identify the points. Okay, these are the points I will be writing. You can just make a skeleton answer, a draft answer, a bulleted answer, just to know, okay, if the question is for 8 marks, I've put in like 4 points. If the question is for 12 marks, I put in like 6 points, and I'm fine. I can write, if I've identified a point, I can write on it. So for the remaining, you can do that. But try to write 50% papers in complete form, just to give you a better confidence. Now understand something very important. When you write a complete answer, number 1, or when you write a skeleton answer, a bulleted answer, just to get an understanding, okay, this is the requirement and this is my bulleted answer, just to take a command, irrespective. A lot of time, the student go down looking at the examiner answer, and they reconcile their answer with the examiner answer. When you're reconciling yourself with your answer with an examiner answer, that's where the stress level goes up, because you have a misconception. First of all, you need to understand that the examiner answer is a tutorial guidance, number 1. It is a lengthy answer, number 2. It includes every possible point which could be part of the case study, but the examiner is not asking you that you have to write every such point, or the number of points written by the examiner is the right definition. No, examiner is writing beyond the marking scheme. Examiner is trying to give you knowledge of every possible point which was in the case study, not just for the answer, but for the future learning. Now, how would you then reconcile yourself? At the end of the examiner answer, there is a marking scheme. And in the marking scheme, the examiner has given the bulleted answer, points. Now, the points you have identified in your answer, for example, you identified 6 points on which you wrote the answer. If your 6 points, and examiner is writing more than 6, right? Because examiner is writing a lengthy answer. Suppose examiner wrote 10 because he's going beyond the marking scheme. Just leave that. So examiner has 10 points. He's going beyond the marking scheme, but you have 6 as per the marking scheme. Now you compare your 6 points with examiner 10 points, for example. And if 50% of your points, that is 3 out of 6, are within examiner answers, you will be very happy, and you should be. If the remaining are not, nothing to worry about, because examining team says you will get credit for any extra point you have written, which is not in the marking scheme, which is not in the examiner answer, provided you have given a logical explanation and a logical basis and a logical argument and a logical judgment for it. That's what the examining team is looking for. If examining team points, or if the examining team answer is considered as a threshold for success, then the passing rate for SBL will be 0. Theoretical papers are subjective. And theoretical papers are where you need to develop your own points, and it will differ. If I'm writing an answer of a question number 1A and you are writing an answer for a question number 1A, we will have a different answer. Examiner will have a different answer to question number 1A. Yes, 10%, 20% headings might reconcile. 10 or 20% points might reconcile. But each one of us will pass the SBL paper if we've given our logical arguments, judgments, we have given our assumptions and everything. Supporting your point. So theoretical paper is not 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and if everyone gets 4, we'll pass the equation. No, theoretical paper is even with where 2 plus 2 can be 5, because you need to give logics to your answer. So how much to practice? Out of those 8 papers, including mock, 50% has to be written in full, 50% needs to be brainstorm. Check your confidence level. Want to do more papers, you can do more papers, but reconcile your points with examiner points, not with answer. Examiner writes lengthy answer, but we know examiner do tell us that for every well-developed point, you need to write 3 to 4 sentences. So if you're developing a point in SBL, every well-developed point in SBL is 3 to 4 sentences long. Sentence means where you put a full stop. And every well-developed point is fetching 2 marks in SBL. That's more like a flat marking scheme in SBL. So how much you practice and how you practice. Is there any right technique through which you should practice? I've already given the right techniques. At first, study, write your own answer. Don't look at the examiner answer. Once you've written your own answer, whether full or partially, then go down, look at the examiner answer, the points of examiner, and see how many of the points reconcile with your point. If even 50% of them or around 50% of them reconcile, wonderful. So mock exam is there. I've guided you about the mock exam. I've guided you about the marking, self-marking area. I've guided you. You can go to the self-marking area and you can get the answer, and you can then reconcile yourself with examiner points. So practice holds the key. So judge yourself how much practice you need to do beyond 8 recommended by me. Examiner report is a mind opener, definitely. I would prefer that each one of you at least investigate 2 examiner reports, and I'll show you the 2 examiner reports you should be investigating, the recent ones. When you read the examiner reports, and I'll be doing the recent examiner report in my December 22 webinar as well, and I've done a couple of examiner reports in my previous webinars as well, because examiner report really tells you the do's and don'ts, which are important. When you read the examiner report, they give you constructive feedback of good and bad. Examiner do give you suggestions and encouraging feedback of things students should do. If you read examiner reports, examiner will give you some encouraging feedback, suggestions. Examiner will even tell you you should do like this, better than the answer. Answer is just something of a tutorial guidance. But if you want to learn, if you want to change, if you want to go from 47 to 51, if you are a failed student, then examining report is the best way, not the answers. Because examining report gives you the do's, the don'ts, the encouraging feedback, the examples, the suggestions. Examiner is helping you. Answer is not helping you. Answer is a lengthy answer, which is just telling you that this is the maximum number of points in a case study. And even if you find 50% of them, you're on the right track. But what you need to learn from examiner report. It's a mind opener. It's a better document. Now, 2 of the examiner reports, I've given the hyperlink. You can explore them. But just to show you, if you look at the examiner reports for SBL, the 2 recent one is March, June 22, and then the September, December 21. So I'll be covering the March, June 22 in my webinar. And you can do the September, December 21 or both of them. Just read through them. And I would prefer that you read these examiner reports after you have attempted the March, June 22 paper on the portal and the September, December 21 paper on the portal, because both these papers are available on the practice platform. So after you wrote your answer, you can reconcile your answer with the examiner report just to see, is there anything, if there is something you've done wrong as per the examiner report? Is the examiner criticizing you on something you've done in your answer? So I think you can better evaluate your March, June 22 paper and your September, December 21 paper answer by looking at the examiner report rather than the examiner answer. That's a benefit for you. Okay, so examiner report is a mind opener, right? So a careful investigation of the last 2 examiner reports would be beneficial, because September 22 isn't available yet. You can see the hyperlink here. You can explore it. Finally, the December 22 webinar, which will be uploaded on my YouTube channel by around the mid of November, tentatively. It focuses on techniques to enhance the answer quality and sync to case. It will focus on the new examiner articles, professional marks, again, a blending of professional marks in your technical answer. Recent September 22 exam sitting will come into focus. Was there something unusual in the September 22 exam sitting, even though the paper is not published? And then a review of the recent examiner report, which ideally is the March-June 22 examiner report. So this is where you need to formulate your study strategy, number of past papers, reading examiner reports, looking into the examiner points, ensuring you watch the webinar, the Dr. Dean 100 series, new articles, key syllabus areas. So this pie chart holds the key. So identify your limitations, your challenges, your issues, your problems. You are repeating, you're giving it first time, number of papers you are attempting. And in the next 24 hours, by the 9th of November, devise a strategy you should be sticking to ahead of your exam on the 6th of December. So this is your tutor, Kashif Kamran, signing off from an study strategy for SBL ahead of your exams in December. And I wish you all a very best of luck and stay tuned for my December 22 webinar coming up. Take care. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz.